Pickleball RVA, John Laser, Joe Hutzler, and Joe, this is going to be awesome. We've got the wheelchair doubles final here coming up, the gold medal match, and it features a number of competitors that we know and are really excited that made it to this stage, so we can tell their stories a little bit. We're also going to be joined by Amy Smith from Sportable after game one. We're going to play 2 out of 3 to 11 for the gold medal in the wheelchair doubles competition here today, but you look at our competitors there. It's Jarrett Kipp and Tyler Rowe against William Biringer and Joseph Dowling. And as you look, Joseph Dowling right there is an awesome story in his own right. 84 years old. He's the one in the orange shirt there and the awesome cap. I've been trying to bring that style back for years, and Joseph is doing it a heck of a lot better than I have. This is going to be awesome. And then at the end of this match, a show of appreciation from the players that made up the field here in the Pickleball Resolution towards the Sportable mission. So awesome pickleball about to come your way. And as we learned last night, just the mechanics of the chair skills and how these players maneuver and manipulate those chairs in position to showcase the paddle skills. Just amazing, and we're going to get a heavy dose of that here tonight.
No question, and obviously this is going to be different because it's doubles, right? It's the ability to not run into your partner, the same as it is for the other athletes we've seen here play so far. So the distance being covered will be shorter, but it also means the game will be faster, and it will be more exciting, more intense. And again, to your point, the paddle skills are going to come into full effect here with this one. So I'm really stoked to see how this works and to see how well these partners work together as well, because you not only have to worry about what you're doing, but of course that space is much smaller that you're in. You don't want to run into each other, smash a hand on your partner's wheel, whatever might be the case. So I haven't seen any doubles action in the wheelchair division, so all of this is going to be new to me and to you at home.
And starting on the serve of Jarrett Kipp there, we're looking at the back of Kipp. Let's set up the players here. That's Jarrett Kipp in the gray shirt. His partner Tyler Rowe in the white shirts. We're going to side out. That's William Biringer, the black Adidas shirt, as the lefty puts it in play. Again, for those of you that are not familiar with the wheelchair pickleball rules or weren't with us for the broadcast last night, the ball can bounce twice before the player is obligated to make contact with it, as the first point is scored. And Joseph Dowling preparing to send it back. So it's 1-0-1. And Joseph Dowling was the fourth player I was about to introduce there.
Already have a ball issue, I believe.
Yeah, looks like we may have a cracked ball issue. So we will take that out of play. Joseph Dowling, I've spent a lot of time with him this morning. You see the green wheels on his chair. That is his specialty competition chair. He was putting a new wheel mechanism on his chair today and needed a couple of tools to do so. And I learned what a box wrench was because I went and got it for him.
Can you explain it in detail?
No.
Okay.
What I did was I went and found Joe T and said, hey, we need a box wrench, and we got one, but we got it squared away. So Joseph Dowling, like I mentioned, 84 years of age, is a retired CPA, long time ran his own firm. Met his lovely wife today as well. Great shot there on the backhand. Just very difficult pickup for Jarrett Kipp, and unable to handle it off the paddle of William Biringer. Biringer, just 24 years of age, United States Navy veteran. Awesome guy. Spent some time with him. He plays down in the south side a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen William around performance a good bit since they opened as well. He and Jarrett Kipp, I remember seeing on grand opening weekend, so they've got a little bit of extra experience of playing on these courts.
Nice volley by Rowe. Again, just watch the movement in the chair. Nice split shot there through the middle by Biringer. Just the movements necessary to provide that distance between the chair and the ball to where you can extend with the arm. That's where these athletes just elite in that fashion. And I was talking to a couple of able-bodied players today, and they said, just to sense just how difficult it was, and they themselves got into the chair and tried to do it, and it's just an extraordinary amount of athleticism necessary to make that happen. And Joseph Dowling on quite a serving run here. 4-0-1 is our score.
Yeah, talking about making the moments count, and actually a conversation, maybe strategy. You wouldn't think that the way things are going that there'd be anything you'd want to adjust.
Well, I was talking to Joe yesterday when he first arrived here at the Pickleball Resolution. I was telling him about
what an
that
ace.
was an ace.
Golly, man.
I was talking to him about Brandon Rush, who we saw last night in the singles gold medal match, and I said, yeah, you got to look out for Brandon. I think he might win it today. And at that point, I didn't realize Joe was competing himself, and he said, well, that would mean that he beat me. And he was very, very stern about it. So he's a competitor. Love to see that. 5-0-1. And Dowling again able to drive that all the way to the baseline and right at the base of the chair of Kipp. And the return impossible for Jarrett there, 6-0-1.
Strategy's still the same, regardless of the type of game we're playing
I think
here.
Kipp is having a paddle issue here, and he's going to come over and tend to that. Well, let's take a quick time out here as we re-rack here. Game 1, gold medal match. It is 6-0-1. Dowling and Biringer on top in the very early going here.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official
Performance Pickleball RVA, looking at the tandem of Joe Dowling and William Biringer. They have a commanding lead in Game 1. 6-0-2 is our score. You're also looking now at Jarrett Kipp, who unfortunately nicked his hand there on his chair, just a small cut on his left pinky, and he gives a thumbs up as he was tended to with the bandage. So just a brief injury timeout there. And we'll resume play in our wheelchair doubles gold medal match. Quite the run here at the outset from Joseph Dowling and William Biringer. And it's primarily been Dowling who's been setting the pace here for this team.
Yeah, for sure. And to your point you made in the beginning or towards the beginning of this match, they're just keeping the ball back of the baseline and no chance really for Kipp and Rowe to get up to the kitchen at all and be the ones in control. Great start and a really good job by Biringer and Dowling to take this strategy and maybe take it all the way to 11-0.
7-0-2 just rapidly became 8-0-2 there. And it's that Dowling serve. He's getting it all the way to the baseline. And as I've learned in wheelchair adaptive pickleball, the ability to get your momentum going forward is so crucial, especially in doubles. And now it should be there on the serve return, but just the rifle shot down the middle, and it is 9-0-2 for Dowling and Biringer. This has just been a strong performance.
And doing it with a new ball, too, by the way. They were already rolling, and the ball cracked.
Cracked on the first
new
point.
Ball and
no harm.
No issue.
Yeah. Wicked slice backhand from William there. Getting to see the skills of Tyler Rowe a little bit. Great get by Tyler. Oh, tough angle. That was in. It looked like.
Wait for the call.
Yeah, waiting for the call. And it was out, actually. Just a little bit wide. And actually, Biringer was the first one to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
So 0-9-1 on the side out. And Jarrett Kipp is the server. Well, Jarrett, local guy, Deep Run High School graduate. Fortunately, he was injured, a spinal injury in September of 2020, but that has not slowed him. That's not all that long ago, of course, and he has gotten back into the swing of competitive action in a variety of different sports. You just have to admire, coming back after something that substantial in terms of your ability to walk, quite simply. And he competes in, get this, Joe, lacrosse, competitive cycling, rock climbing, and archery, and he's also an ambassador for Sportable. So,
heck yeah, I love that.
That's taking life by the horns.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, it only puts a bigger spotlight on what Sportable does, what they provide, and giving them an outlet when life is making it to where it could be easier just to give up and not have much to look forward to. And these guys look forward to practice, they look forward to drilling, and they certainly look forward to this tournament. We've been talking about it for a long time, and it's lived up to the billing for sure.
Tyler Rowe's got a little something going on his serve now. 3 points quickly scored for the Kipp Rowe tandem. And change it is 3-9-2. Dowling got that all the way to the baseline and unreturnable for the side out. Again, we'll be joined by Amy Smith. She's our great friend from Sportable. She makes a lot of these programs happen, has been such an ambassador for pickleball. Like I mentioned last night, exploding in popularity amongst athletes in wheelchairs and, of course, not. And, we've seen that, and they've had such great tennis competition for adaptive athletes for many years.
Yeah.
And now pickleball, when you think about it, the court surface is kind of a perfect venue for it, and as she will more than likely tell us, a lot of new players coming in with every passing event. That was another phenomenal serve by Dowling, and the return attempt came whistling right towards me as Jarrett Kipp got the paddle on it.
So far, that's the difference maker in this match, is whoever's serving seems to have the advantage.
Yeah,
and just going deep for the most part, too.
I misspoke. It wasn't the serve of Dowling. It was Biringer, and back-to-back just incredibly deep serves will net game one for Dowling and Biringer. So game one goes to the, can we call him the old guy? You can't call him the old guy. The spry guy.
Just
Joseph
on
Dowling.
paper, not on spirit.
He is crushing thus far through one game. Game two ahead. Amy Smith from Sportable joins us as we will award the gold medals in the adaptive division, doubles division here in the Lismore & Associates Pickleball Resolution.
I have no idea what I would do without Neighbor Force. This is my mother, and she's been using Neighbor Force for about 5 years.
About 5 years, yes.
And it has been a lifesaver.
Hey pickleballers, do you have aging parents or know people that do? Well, Neighbor Force could be the answer if you need just a little bit of extra help. No contracts, 1 hour minimum. We are definitely the people to call. Or are you looking to get involved in your community? Being a neighbor at Neighbor Force could be the answer. We would not conflict with your pickleball matches. You can work whenever you want. It's almost like volunteering with a paycheck.
Neighbor Force is the bomb.
Back at the Lismore & Associates Pickleball Resolution benefiting Sportable, and it is game two of our Adaptive Division doubles gold medal match. It was quite a clinic put on by Biringer and Dowling in game one. They start with the serve of Biringer in game 2. It comes right back on the baseline. Great shot by Jarrett Kipp. Now our pleasure to bring in our great friend Amy Smith. She is the director of the pickleball program for Sportable, also the donor engagement manager. Amy, welcome, welcome. It has been a special weekend. You and I have been talking about this event for a long time and what we hoped it would look like. And I hope that the event today has lived up to it for the Sportable athletes. What has this experience been like?
It's been an absolutely incredible performance. Pickleball has really just welcomed Sportable and our wheelchair pickleball players with open arms. We felt incredibly welcomed here. Having a division every day, a wheelchair division of this tournament, being able to showcase the talent of our athletes and their competitive skills has just been awesome.
Yeah, we're really enjoying what we're seeing out of the doubles play overall. I'm curious in terms of the drilling that goes on, the practice that goes on. What are the biggest things that when you're learning how to play pickleball, especially doubles and having a partner, what are the biggest struggles? Maybe not struggles is the right word, but the thing that they try to work on the most as far as communication and not running into one another?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our athletes are incredibly skilled in their chairs. Many are multi-sport athletes, so they're not likely to run into each other, but just like you said, just the idea of who's going to take what, where your skills are, who's going to take what's short, who's going to take what's long. And part of that's just figuring it out for each person. You'll notice that a lot of them play back a little bit and don't stay right at the kitchen line, and that's because they get those 2 bounces. So just kind of figuring out some of the different placement when you're using a chair versus when you're on your feet and using that to your advantage.
See, Dowling has gone to the cut serve here. He had a lot of success with the topspin serve in game 1, so mixing it up here in game 2. Continuing to have success. Tried to paint the line there. Did Joe, couldn't quite do it. But Amy Smith is with us from Sportable. We've got some incredible athletes throughout the competition and the event. You certainly do in all of your sports, but we've got 4 phenomenal people out on the court here. As you were just mentioning to me, a couple of Sportable athletes of the year in this gold medal match.
That is true. Will Biringer was our 2022 Veteran of the Year. Really just has done so much, injured at a very young age, and has really very quickly gotten into sports and all kinds. I call him a Renaissance man. He knits, he makes apple pies, he does it all. He's just really an incredible young man.
An awesome dude, I think, as I called him earlier. Guys can knit too. I actually learned how to knit. I don't do it as much as I used to, but
Will makes the best apple pie I've ever had.
What's the secret to that recipe? Do you have any idea?
I think he does like an egg wash on top, and I think he just puts a lot of love into it, but it's really, really good.
Well, Amy, at the conclusion of this match here, this gold medal match, and we're even at 2-2-1 as Will has the serve. There's going to be a donation from the players collectively of the Pickleball Resolution that wanted to donate to the mission, and I've seen the conversations or heard the conversations are happening between the Sportable athletes and our open division athletes, which we still have yet to come here tonight. It's just been incredible, the mutual respect that they have and the desire for the pickleball community to make this a sport that explodes in popularity like it has, of course, across the country.
Yeah, I mean, pickleball, all of us who play it know that it is one of the friendliest sports out there. You can show up at any pickleball center, indoor, outdoor, and find friendly people to play with. And that is the exact reception that we have gotten as adaptive athletes, whether it be here at Performance Pickleball or out at Pouncey Tract or Chesterfield Career and Technical Center. Wherever we go, people are excited to play with our athletes and really be challenged by our athletes.
You and I had an interesting conversation. You did such a magnificent event with Jay DeVilliers. The reason we brought Jay back for the pickleball was his interaction at your event with Sportable last year. But I remember you and I were talking about the one challenge on the pickleball courts, particularly in the parks, is that they're generally built outside with a slight grade to them. Of course, that's for drainage, like you would see on a football field, but we didn't have that issue indoors, and we can make these we did make these courts perfectly level. How much of a change does that make in the game to take away that grade for these athletes?
I mean, if you watch the players playing right now, they are gripping their wheels in order to stop and hit the ball, but they're not gripping their wheels because they're just kind of floating down a grade. And that makes a big, big difference, because when you're having to fight that constantly and get to the ball and hit it, you can imagine how difficult that would be. It would be like wearing roller skates while you're playing pickleball on a grade and then, trying to play your best. So it makes a huge difference, and we're really grateful for these surfaces.
Tyler Rowe is on another serving run. He went on one in game 1, and here he comes again. That was a tough angle for Will, and another essentially service ace there for Tyler. And like he did in game 1, trying to serve his team back into the mix here in game 2. Again, as you see on the scoreboard there, Biringer and Dowling were able to take game 1.
Yeah,
that was a little short in the kitchen, so I jinxed the serving run. I apologize, Tyler. Well, Amy, I want to circle back to the chairs themselves here. These are, competition athletic wheelchairs, obviously not what you see, just during everyday life. But before I do, we've got such a special occurrence going to happen tomorrow. And I know Forrest Lodge, who's my good buddy over there with you guys, is competing in it himself, the hybrid division tomorrow.
Yes.
How awesome is that going to be? That's going to be an adaptive athlete with an able-bodied athlete competing together as a team. And also, how will that augment the rules that we're seeing here in adaptive classification?
So I think your most successful teams tomorrow, and I will be in one of those teams with Mr. Joe Dowling, so I'm excited about that, is really taking advantage of the 2-bounce rule for your player who's playing in the sports chair. So there is no need for me to try to run and take something that's really short if Joe can get to it because of that second bounce. And so we've just really got to use both of our strengths and what we're allowed during play in order to capitalize on those opportunities to win the game.
So how were these partnerships formed? It seems that you and Joe, this might be a strategic alliance here.
Joe and I have been talking since he played in the Sportable River City Slam, which is our tennis tournament, our big tennis tournament we have every year, and we got talking there about pickleball, and so we've been buddies ever since. I read his memoir. He's an incredible guy, and it was just meant to be.
Yeah, Joe's awesome. I was telling this Joe earlier, I spent a lot of time with him and his wife this morning. He was one of the first athletes here, and we made some modifications to his chair to get him ready to advance here to the gold medal match. A sweeter guy you will not find.
That's right.
The chairs themselves, the sports chairs, they're lighter, of course. They've got the angle to the wheels, which provides that base, that wider base for athletic competition. You've, of course, seen that in wheelchair basketball as well, as Dowling going on another serving run here, 4 points away from gold. That's where we want to take you to next. Huge adaptive basketball tournament coming here to Richmond soon.
That's right. We will be hosting the NWBA Nationals April 4 through 14 with a junior tournament the first weekend and an adult tournament with 3 divisions the second weekend. Expecting 100 teams and 1,200 wheelchair basketball players. It's going to be incredible talent and competition, and we need lots and lots of volunteers.
Great return from Jarrett Kipp right there. Put it right on Joe Dowling, and he was unable to go down and dig it out. So we'll head over 8-5-2. Again, Biringer and Dowling are your gold medalists. But they scored 3 more points, but the netted serve will send it back on the side out. And Kipp and Rowe far from done here as they chase gold themselves. And the basketball event, I have already told you I would like to be a part of in any capacity that you let me. But hosted by Henrico County, Dennis Bickmeyer, Henrico Sports Entertainment Authority, doing such a marvelous job with their facility. It's a glamorous new facility, and to hear him talk about the event, it's really what he's most looking forward to, what they're most looking forward to about showcasing that facility in that way, which has to be pretty cool.
It is quite an honor for our event to be one of the first hosted in that facility. NWBA Nationals, National Wheelchair Basketball Association, is going to be a historic event for Sportable and for Richmond and for Henrico County as well.
And I know that all of Richmond, as Amy was, I was trying to watch that serve there, was just wide there for Jarrett. So 8-6-1, but Biringer a little wide on his serve as well. So, the greatest asset that Biringer and Dowling have had has been the serve. It has really put them in advantageous spots in this match, but it goes wanting there for Will. And now Joe getting clarification on the score from Ben Davis, our head referee. It's 8-6-2 right now. And Joe Dowling is trying to put the finishing touches on a gold medal here. Great shot there by Tyler Rowe. We got to talk a little more about Brandon Cash. He's my man. We've become friends since we met last year, and he's been our hype man over in the medal area. He just oozes with enthusiasm. We got to watch him compete last night in men's singles. Who's his partner for tomorrow?
Brandon is playing with Margaret Golden. She is a Sportable volunteer. She was actually our Volunteer of the Year in 2022. She just is a volunteer who's at anything and everything, tennis, pickleball, whatever it is, Margaret's going to be there. And so she wanted to be a part of it. They're good buddies, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Forest Lodge is partnered up with who? As we've got a
Forest
delay
Lodge
here.
is partnered up with Ryan Beal. He's a wheelchair tennis player, and he'll say, I'm a wheelchair tennis player first, but he's going to come and dabble with a little pickleball. Those tennis players do tend to do pretty well with pickleball, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll have them hooked in no time after tomorrow. That's what happens with those tennis players coming over to pickleball.
Agree.
Just a slight issue here. We saw that Jarrett Kipp had that cut on his pinky finger, which he came over and said it's nothing as we bandaged it up, but it's really not nothing because the grip hand on the wheel, if you have a cut there, I would imagine, Amy, can be pretty painful regardless of whether he views it as a minor cut or not.
Sure, and a lot of times when people start playing adaptive sports, they get blisters on their hands from all the pushing, but they just build calluses and they push through it like you do anything.
Hey, Amy, real quick you mentioned volunteering twice so far. What is the best way, the preferred way for people to get involved and figure out how they can get involved? What's that process like?
So you can go to sportable.org, sportable.org, and click on volunteer. There you can volunteer for any of our 16 programs, as well as National Wheelchair Basketball Association Nationals.
What does that look like for a volunteer? What should they expect when they get involved with you guys?
We have 16 different adaptive sports. You don't have to play most of them in
a
order
shot
to volunteer with us.
Sorry, great shot there, interrupting us from Will Biringer. Sorry, Amy, continue.
But we have volunteers who help load and unload equipment. We play our sports all over the city of Richmond, Henrico, Chesterfield, and so equipment travels with us in order to play these sports. And so our volunteers help with that. They help, sometimes they get in chairs and play wheelchair basketball alongside of our athletes, rebound balls, whatever it might be. If you have coaching experience, we love to have coaches volunteer with us as well. And at NWBA Nationals, you have the opportunity to be a greeter at the airport or at the Henrico Sports and Entertainment Complex. You can be a scorekeeper. There are so many different ways to get involved, whether you're a sports enthusiast or not. You really will be a part of history if you just come on out and volunteer for that.
Yeah, we encourage all of our viewers to do that. And, you got the support of Liz Moore and Associates, which I know is big. And it was interesting. We were having a meeting about this tournament, and they said, it's going to benefit Sportable. And they didn't realize that I already had a relationship with you and Sportable. And I said, well, fantastic. I already know the number to call for Sportable. But, their support, the support of others, they've been so enthusiastic throughout the weekend, fundraising through participation of this event, of course, but just pushing those raffle tickets. I love it. At last check, we were at about 1,400 raffle tickets sold on our 50-50 raffle. Just delightful people there at Liz Moore and Associates.
We are incredibly grateful to Liz Moore and Associates. They couldn't have been more enthusiastic. They are so supportive of inclusivity in every aspect, including sports, and we consider them great partners. We hope we'll be able to do this again next year.
Great shot by Jarrett Kipp. That was a gold medal preventing backhand right there from Jarrett, and he hit that with some gusto back at Joe Dowling. Not so fast, my friend. 7-10-1 coming back over game 2. Rowe and Kipp need it to prevent the gold medal clinching win for Biringer and Dowling. But Biringer with a nice lob over the top of Rowe there. So 7-10-2, gold medal match.
Oh, great recovery from Joe.
And a great poach there as well from Biringer. Will earn them the side out. Look at the smile from Will, because Dowling was pinned back a little bit there. That was a great shot by Jared Kipp. Said Joe was recovering there, Joe Hutzler, and needed that assistance. Got it from Biringer. So now will serve for the gold medal here. In the first ever adaptive division doubles division. Great get against the fence line from Rowe. But that will do it. Your gold medalists, Will Biringer and Joe Dowling, as they take doubles gold in our adaptive division. First ever here at the Lismore and Associates Pickleball Resolution. That was every bit as awesome as we were expecting it to be. Amy, thank you so very much for who you all are and what you all do and letting us be a part of this and showcase this tremendous group of athletes that you have.
We couldn't be more grateful. Performance Pickleball is a wonderful place.
I'm going to have a check presentation, Amy, from the players right here. Our director of events and my wife, Renee Lasers, making her way over here. So I wonder if you wouldn't mind championing that. We'll get you off headset here and out onto the court for that presentation. I'm actually going to let Joe Hutzler take it away on the broadcast, and I'm going to join you out there for that as well. Awesome stuff. Congratulations on the weekend.
All right. I'll do my best to translate.